it's just something, you know, it's just like I said, it's a next level. It's like I mean, when we give you a show now, you're going to get...
Okay.
Can you try not put a lot on this that makes me look like bleeding ginger spice?
I won't.
Thank you.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. The itchy and scratchy.
Okay. Hi everybody, and welcome to our video. So what we're doing is we're actually planning next year's holiday now. It's kind of what we do every year. We trying to think ahead to what we're going to be doing. So this year we didn't take a trip away in the van. What we did is we went to New York instead. We took a year off because Vanessa needed a break.
I needed a hotel.
She needed a hotel, needed all that kind of fancy stuff, you know, that you get. So so what we're doing is, that was the agreement. So next year what we're going to do is we're going to go away in the van again, take a proper holiday. Not a proper holiday. Well, I think they're proper holidays. So what we're thinking of doing is we're going to go to Italy. And the plan is to go, I wonder, could we get 3 weeks?
That's the best part of it anyway, yeah.
So, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go to Italy. So we're thinking, so we don't really have a plan yet. So we have gone away, we've gone away to the UK. So we went over to Wales, and then we drove from Wales down to Cornwall, and then we drove up to Scotland. And then last year we got the ferry to France from Rosslare in Ireland, and we drove to Munich, and then we did a little day trip down to Austria, and then we came back from there as well. So the plan is next year is to get the ferry from Rosslare to Cherbourg, and then to go from Cherbourg to Italy via France. And what we're thinking of, so we've heard loads of stuff about Lake Garda, and Lake Garda sounds really, really beautiful. But instead of me trying to figure out where we're going to go, and so the mistake I made the last time going to Munich was we did it all in one go, right? That was a mistake, and we did try to stop and have a sleep, but I was too wound up from all the driving, and I couldn't go to sleep. So what we did is we just got back into the van and cracked on. And we got there at about 4. We got to Munich at about, say, 4 in the morning, wasn't it? 3 in the morning, something like that.
Or so, yeah.
And then as soon as the campsite opened, we went in. So what we're going to do is, the plan is to maybe go to somewhere halfway. So I checked the map, and it looks like Dijon is about halfway. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to somewhere in France, maybe stop for 1 or 2 days. An overnight.
An overnight, yeah.
And then what we'll do is we'll crack on then to Lake Garda. Now what we're also contemplating is taking a trip to Croatia, because it's literally not a million miles from Lake Garda. So I thought Lake Garda was further down in Italy, but it's actually quite up the north. So what we'll do is basically drive to North Italy, and then you can head across to Croatia. But saying that, last year when we went to Munich, I intended to go to Berlin.
We don't want to do too much though.
No.
Because we want it to be a holiday still.
Yeah. So our appeal out to people is, what's your suggestions? Can you name campsites where, so if you've done this trip before, if you've gone from, say, Rosslare to Lake Garda, or somewhere in the UK or something like that, and you can...
Well, even from Salzburg, no matter where you're going from.
What?
If you've gone from Salzburg to...
What are you saying, Salzburg?
I don't know.
That's in Austria.
What's
Lake Garda.
Yeah, but what's the boat place we'd be going into?
Cherbourg.
Cherbourg. Yeah, I got it close.
Yeah, one's in the centre of Europe, and the other one's a port in France. They're very alike.
Geography's not my forte.
Very alike. So that's the thing. So what we're going to do is we're appealing to people to come back with suggestions for, say, when we go from Cherbourg, where should we stop in France? And then how long should we stay there for? And I think the idea is to spend as much time in Italy as possible. So we've been to Sicily on holidays, and we've been to Rome, but this is the first time we'll go in the van. So any hints and tips about driving in Italy, driving through France, obviously the tolls, you know, so don't forget to bring your
better start singing.
Don't forget to bring all your money with you for the tolls in France. And then if we do go to Lake Garda, if we go to Croatia, where would we go in Croatia? So
and would you recommend Lake Garda?
Yeah, we don't have to, we're not tied to Lake Garda, because Lake Como is it, and stuff like that. So yeah, so but that's the end of it. So let us know, put your suggestions in the comments, you know, where we should go and how long we should stay in the various places. And what we'll do then is we will look them up, and then what we'll do is we'll make our plan, and then we'll do another video later on, well, early next year, as to what our plan is. So we're kind of, we don't know exactly when we're going. It'll be in the summer. We tend to like to take our summer holidays in the summer, obviously, and it'll be for 2 weeks, although we could probably put in for 3. If you could get 3 weeks off, it's just 3 weeks out of your...
But if the gods are looking out after us, I can have them all.
Yeah, so look, anything from you, Vanessa?
No, just would they recommend like Garda? Because obviously we've heard loads of really, really good stories, but like everywhere, people always have a little bit of a watch out for this and look out for that. And would it be recommended to go in the camper van, or is it kind of for would you only do a couple of nights in it there, you know, that way,
like Garda?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I've heard that you can do it, you know, that way, but just kind of if people have stories to share.
Well, say you spent a night somewhere in France, then headed to there, and you spent 4 or 5 nights there, and then headed to Croatia.
Croatia's supposed to be amazing.
And then basically come back, and then try and, obviously you'd have to come back from Croatia, stop off somewhere in France overnight. Because what we did is, the last time when we came back from Munich, we went to Paris and we stopped off in a hotel. We parked the van in the car park and we went to a hotel. Well, how many nights were we there for?
2 nights.
2 nights. So 2 nights, well, it was 1 night really, wasn't it? Because the first night we got there late.
Yeah.
We stayed in a hotel, and the next day we went to have a look around Paris, and the next day we headed off.
We walked around Paris for 14 hours.
We did, yes. I walked the legs off everybody looking around. We'd only had 1 day, and Paris is beautiful.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite cities now. So, and things like hints and tips about where to stay. You know, I think what I'm going to do is the roof box, I'm going to limit what's in it so we can pop the roof up without having to decamp and set up the tent.
Yeah.
The mistake we made the last time was when we went to Munich, we had too much stuff, we couldn't pop up the roof, we had to sleep in our seats, which is the downside of, say, such a small van. But I think what I'll do is I'll make sure there's very little in it this time, and then that way then when we do go, we'll be able to pop up the roof and have a bit of a sleep. That's really it then, isn't it? That's long enough, I suppose. So
thank you.
Hints and tips, things to look out for, and what we'll do then is we'll, like I said, we'll put together another video, and then later on, early next year, we'll probably do another update video when we finally book things. It might be interesting, obviously, because we can go on about, say, the costs, how much the ferry costs, how much the campsites cost. The biggest cost, I think, with driving the van is the fuel.
How much pizza I eat.
How much pizza I'll eat, and how much Peroni I'll drink. So, because the van will do, you get about 600 kilometres in a tank. That's all we get. And the journey to Lake Garda is 2,000 kilometres. So you're looking at 3 full tanks. And in Ireland, 3 full tanks in Ireland is, what's that? 80 something euro.
It's about 200
so 240.
euro.
See, it's almost cheaper to fly to these places with Ryanair and stay in a cheap hotel. But anyway,
that takes
I'm prattling.
it out of it, doesn't it?
What's the
Who
point?
wants to go to Ryanair?
What's the point in having a van?
Well, you could add in one of them, couldn't you? When we land where we're going, and we'll all go, yeah.
The trumpet thing when it lands on time. We won't be doing that. So, okay.
Coolio.
Thanks for watching.